A very warm welcome to all of you. A very warm welcome to all of you from the entire team at Gradeup Friends. A very warm welcome to all of you. Now, friends, today we are going to have a special session on Constitution and Reservation. Today we are going to have a special session on Constitution and the Reservation. I trust that you guys are keeping yourself healthy and all fine, so that because you do not have too much of those who are preparing for CLAT 2020, you do not have too much of time left. And insofar as CLAT 2021 is concerned, those of you who are preparing for CLAT 2021, it's a very important thing that you guys have some time left, around 7 months, 8 months around left for your entrance examination. So prepare well from now onwards. So friends, today we are going to discuss the Constitution of India. Today we are going to discuss the Constitution of India and reservation. Now, what do we understand by reservation? Let us understand this, that what do we understand by reservation? Now, friends, in India, the Constitution itself provides scope for reservation, both in schools and colleges as well as in government employment. So the constitution itself that was framed by B.R. Ambedkar provides for number one, reservation insofar as education institution is concerned, and secondly, insofar as government employment is concerned. So these are the two places where the Constitution itself envisages the idea or the concept of reservation. Now let us understand reservation through our own history. Now what is reservation and why has it been there in India? The answer to this is very simple. The answer is because in our Indian system, we have a caste system. In India, we have a caste system wherein the higher caste or the upper caste has always looked down upon the people from the lower caste. So it is an ancient thing that has happened in India, which resulted in reservation in India. So all I am trying to say is that the caste system is a caste system which is responsible for giving birth to the reservation system in India. Now, what used to happen is simply this, that in our age-old system, pre-independence, 100 years, 200 years, 300 years back, among the Hinduism itself, there was a lot of caste. Okay, you have the Brahmins, then you have the Sudras. Now, and the untouchables, which our father of the nation, that is Mahatma Gandhi, called them as Harijans. So what happened? So upper caste people belonging to the upper caste always used to look down upon the lower caste. Now there were certain schools in the around 200 years back which only catered to the Brahmins. Now Brahmins in our society always have occupied the upper section. Now, because the lower caste people were subdued, they could not cope up with the upper caste people, and that is the reason to bring an equality in the system. B.R. Ambedkar's constitution, that is the Constitution of India, provides for reservation. Now, providing justice to the section of the people who were from the lower caste. That means Our reservation system in India, the reservation system in India is to rectify the historical injustice that was committed on the lower caste people. Am I clear? Thirdly, it also facilitates in granting seats or granting jobs insofar as government institution is concerned. So, both in government jobs as well as in education institution, the constitution provides for this reservation. Now, reservation, a lot of people might have different opinion about reservation, but in fact, the reservation system in India is called a positive discrimination. Now, why is it called a positive discrimination? Because it does not discriminate in a negative way. It tries to bring the lower category of people, to the as equal as the rest of the genre. Am I clear to all of you? Okay, so the history behind reservation is the age old caste system that was prevalent in India, and this reservation system aims to rectify the historical injustice that was committed on the people belonging to the lower caste. Now, what is the purpose of reservation? The purpose of reservation under the Indian Constitution is to provide advancement of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. That means the people who belong to the scheduled caste, people who belong to the scheduled tribe, or any other socially and educationally backward classes of citizen, or economically weaker section that was added under the 103rd Constitution Amendment very recently by the government. So the Constitution, as on today, provides reservation for the advancement of the scheduled caste, for the advancement of the scheduled tribe, for the advancement of the socially and educationally backward classes, and the advancement of the educationally weaker section of the society. Now, adequate representation of the backward classes of citizens is a very important thing, because backward classes of citizen, for example the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribe, and socially and educationally backward classes of citizen, they are so backward that they could not compete with the rest of the people. And that is the reason why today we have in India this reservation system. The reservation system in India is based on caste, because about 200 years back it was the age old caste system which was responsible for the societal divide in the society. There was a divide in the society, and what was the reason behind the societal divide? It was a caste system. The reservation in India is based on caste system. Am I clear? Now let's understand the law. Let us now understand the law. Now, what does the law says about reservation? Now, Article 15 of the Indian Constitution says that the state shall make special provision for women and children. So, there is reservation for women and children also. Okay, number one. Number two, the state shall also make special provision for the advancement of the socially and educationally backward classes, which include scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Very important. The state can also make special provision for the advancement of the socially and educationally backward classes of citizens insofar as education institution is concerned. So, under Article 15, women and children, number one, please note it down, women and children. Number two, SC and ST. insofar as education institution is concerned. So, women, children, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe has been granted reservation insofar as education institution is concerned. Am I clear? Now, a very recent amendment also added subclause 6 to section 15, which stipulates that special provision can also be made in education institution insofar as the economically weaker section of the society is concerned. So the 103rd amendment added the EWS category, economically weaker section of the society, which the government says will get a 10% reservation. Am I clear? Okay. So Article 15 deals with reservation in education institution. Am I clear? Article 15 of the Indian Constitution deals with reservation insofar as education institution is concerned. It provides reservation to women and children. It provides reservation to people belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. It also talks about reservation to the economically weaker section of the society. This is very, very important. Okay. Now, let's move to Article 16. Article 16 deals with reservation in matters of promotion and post in government service. Article 16 deals with reservation in promotion, seniority. Am I clear? That means promotion, seniority and jobs. In government jobs, both in promotion, both in seniority, as well as in the intake of the job, there are certain reservations that is provided. Am I clear? Now, what does this talk about? Article 16. Article 16 of the Indian Constitution first and foremost talks about the domicile reservation. Now, what do you mean by domicile reservation? For example, you have various colleges in India. For example, NLS Bangalore has right now said that they are going to provide 25% reservation to Bangalore domicile, people from Karnataka. Gujarat National Law University has also said that we are going to provide 20 or 25% quota to people who are born and brought up or are resident of Gujarat. So the first reservation under Article 16 deals with domicile reservation, that is people who are residing within that state insofar as matters relating to employment and appointment is concerned. Am I clear? First and foremost, the most crucial thing is the domicile quota or the domicile reservation that is prevalent in India. The second one, let's move to the second. Subclause 4 deals with providing special provision for reservation for backward classes of citizens who are not adequately represented. That means people who are not properly represented in a job. Suppose in a job there are 100 people who are working as Delhi Metro drivers, and it is found out on a quantitative data that around only 1% of the drivers of the Delhi Metro Rail belong to, for example, the JATs. For the JATs, then the government in its own wisdom can provide reservation for the JATs. Am I clear? Please understand this. Okay, I'm just giving you examples. So the government can make special provision insofar as appointment or post is concerned in favor of the backward classes of citizens who are not adequately represented. Very, very important. Not adequately represented. Now, for example, suppose in the Delhi Metro Rail, there is a data which shows that 60% or 70% of the drivers are Jats. Now, can there be a Jat reservation? No, because they are properly represented. This subclause 4 deals with reservation for backward classes of citizens who are not adequately represented in that particular job. Am I clear? Let's move ahead. Article 16 subclause 4A deals with reservation in matters of promotion, consequential seniority, insofar as scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is concerned. Insofar as scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is concerned. Okay. Now, the government of India very recently amended the Indian Constitution to incorporate reservation in matters of appointment or post in favor of the economically weaker section of the society to a percentage of 10% only. Now, this is done by the 103rd Constitutional Amendment. Am I clear? Did you understand? So Article 15 and Article 16. Article 15 deals with reservation in education institution. Article 16, on the contrary, deals with reservation insofar as appointment, insofar as promotion, insofar as seniority is concerned. Am I clear? These are the two very, very important provisions that talk about reservation in India. Moving ahead. Now, there are other provisions of the Indian Constitution that also deals with our reservation. Now, Article 330 and Article 332 provides reservation for SCs and STs in Parliament and State Legislative Assembly. There are certain seats that are solely reserved for SC and ST candidates in our Indian Parliament and various state legislatures. So Article 330 of the Indian Constitution, Article 330 of the Indian Constitution deals with reservation insofar as SC/ST parliamentary seats are concerned. Article 332 of the Indian Constitution deals with reservation of state assembly seats is insofar as scheduled caste and scheduled tribe citizens are concerned. Am I clear? Very, very important. Okay. So Article 330 provides scheduled caste and scheduled tribe reservation inside the Parliament. Article 332 provides reservation insofar as scheduled caste and scheduled tribe citizens are concerned in the state legislature. Article 243D of the Indian Constitution provides reservation for SC/ST in every Gram Panchayat or every Panchayat. So even in Panchayat there is this scheduled caste and scheduled tribe reservation. So does it in the municipality. Article 233T Article 233T of the Indian Constitution provides reservation of seats for SC/ST candidates in every municipal corporation. So in municipality also there is reservation, in panchayat also there is reservation, in state legislative assembly also there is reservation, in parliament also there is reservation. Have I made myself amply clear? Okay. So Constitution provides reservation not only insofar as education institution and jobs are concerned, it also provides reservation in the parliament, in the state legislative assembly, in the panchayat, as well as in the municipality. Very, very important. Moving ahead. So, reservation is provided for three major places: education institution, government jobs, and legislature. These are the three places where reservation is provided under the Indian Constitution. Very, very important. Please note this thing down. I would request all of you to note this thing down, because reservation is provided in these three places. Now let's look into the reservation. The scheduled caste of the country gets a reservation of 7.5%. The scheduled tribe, 15%. The other backward classes, 27%. EWS, the economically weaker section of the society, 10%. And there is also a reservation for the specially abled person or differently abled person. Do not call themselves handicapped or persons with disabilities. Call themselves, they are differently abled or specially abled. Okay, these are the two terms that we can use. So for the people who belong to the specially abled category or differently abled category, there is also a reservation of 3%. So if you calculate the scheduled caste reservation, scheduled tribe reservation, OBC reservation, and EWS reservation, it comes to around 59.5% plus 3% for a specially abled person. So it comes down to around 52.3%, 52.5%. Sorry, 62.5%, which is very, very high in India. Am I clear? Other than this also, other than this 62% also, you have domicile quota. Around 20% every state, every college has. For example, in CLAT, if you go through its memorandum or its brochure, they say that okay, Nalsar will have, GNLU will have, NLS Bangalore will have, NUJS will have. So these top colleges of our country also have domicile reservation, right? Now, every place, most of the places have around 20 to 30% reservation. So 60 plus 20 in the minimum side, 60, 70, 80. So 80% more or less of the seats are reserved in India. By and large, 80% of the seats are reserved in India. And for the general category, there is around 20 to 30%. Around 20 to 30% seats that are available for the general category. Keep this in your mind. Very, very important. Am I clear? Very, very important. Now moving ahead. Now, reservation in India, it says that only around 60% are reserved for various sections: SC, ST, OBC, and EWS category. That means 40% is available under the merit. Only 40% is available under the merit. Now, after this, in this 40%, there is also the domicile quota. Keep that in your mind. There is no, under the Indian Constitution, the Constitution does not talk about a fixed domicile quota. Okay, whether there will be 5% or 10% or 20% or 40%, it does not talk about that. Okay, keep that in your mind. So, in the merit seat is only 40% of the general category. But other categories like SC, ST, OBC, and EWS can also compete in that 40%. Keep that in your mind. So, if a person who belongs to the SC, ST community but is very brilliant, he comes first in CLAT examination, he will not be considered as a reserved category. His seat will be considered in the general category. So, the rest in this 40%, the entire country can participate: SC, ST, OBC, EWS, as well as the general category. Am I clear? Now, this is the hard reality. Please accept it. This is how India is, and accept it. Okay. So I'm sure that a lot of people will have a lot of questions about it. Now, reservation is such a topic. I do not want to make any political statements, because see, reservation is required in India. I do not say that reservation is not required in India. Reservation is required in India owing to the fact that the age old caste system, which had downtrodden the lower caste people, especially the what we used to call, I'll just tell you this why. Because a lot of people are asking me all these questions, that why is reservation good, bad, ugly. Now friends, let me tell you this. It is the higher caste or the upper caste people who are responsible for today's reservation. It is we who are responsible for the reservation, because our great grandfathers, their fathers, our forefathers did not allow the SC, ST, OBC people to attend schools, to attend colleges. Now, for example, I'll just give you a small example. You must have seen in various movies. In old movies, you will see that the upper caste people used to have their own pond where they used to go and take bath. They used to have their own well where from which they could fetch water to drink. They would not allow a lower caste people to even touch the water. So understand this, there is a historical inequality or a historical blunder that the upper caste people committed, and that is the reason why we require reservation. Now, another very important thing, since these are all important free classes that we are conducting, there is no concept of creamy layer insofar as SC/ST candidates are concerned. This means that irrespective of the income status or the government post held by their parents, children of SC/ST will get SC/ST reservation. Am I clear? Now, this creamy layer concept is only available insofar as OBC is concerned. In India, the creamy layer means those people to whom originally they belong to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, but because of reservation they have uplifted themselves and there is no inequality. But insofar as scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, those creamy layer is concerned, they will also get reservation. Am I clear? Did you understand? All of you? Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt? Okay. Chalo. Now, reservation and the creamy layer. Let us understand this also. Now, the concept of creamy layer is with respect to the OBC reservation. I told you this. It is not applicable insofar as scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is concerned. Only those OBC people who have come out of the backwardness will not get reservation. But people who belong to SC/ST, people who belong to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, even if they come out of their backwardness, will still get reservation in India. So the creamy layer concept brings income and social status as parameters to exclude some of the privileges given to the OBC members. Am I clear? Am I clear to all of you? A very, very important thing for all of you. Please understand this. This class is very, very important because you might end up getting a passage on reservation in India in your CLAT examination. So if you have good knowledge about what is reservation, it becomes easy for all of you to answer then. Am I clear? A very, very important session. Now, there is a one important judgment which I would want to touch upon. Now, the Supreme Court in Indra Sahane, it's a Mandal Commission case, which is also known as the Mandal Commission case, held that reservation of seats solely on the basis of economic backwardness without regard to evidence of historical discrimination finds no justification in our Indian constitution. That is, reservation based on economic backwardness. Now, the EWS 103rd constitutional amendment providing 10% reservation to the EWS category is absolutely against the Supreme Court's decision in Indira Sahane's judgment. Now, in Indira Sahane, the Supreme Court said that economic backwardness is not a criteria for providing reservation in India. Am I clear? Secondly, it also excluded creamy layer amongst the backward classes from the ambit of reservation. And thirdly, the most important facet is this, that the Supreme Court said that the number of seats or posts reserved under Article 15 and 16 must at all times remain below 50% of the seats or posts. Now, with the addition of 10%, it becomes around 62. It becomes around 62. Am I clear? It becomes around 62. Now, this 62% reservation is violative of Indira Sahane's judgment. Am I clear? Am I clear to all of you? So, okay. Those who are late, friends, those who have joined us late, I would request all of you that you can go through the entire video once the live session is over. Okay. Let's move ahead. Now, the government of India in the year 2019 came up with the 103rd constitutional amendment, which provides 10% quota or 10% reservation for the economically weaker section of the society amongst the general category. So the general category for the first time has got some reservation, that is 10% reservation if they are economically weaker section. Am I clear? Now, in case you guys have any doubts, please let me know. Okay. And a very, very important announcement that I would want to make, a very important and a serious announcement before I finish with the class. It's a very important surprise for you.